A very warm welcome to you wherever you may be around the globe for this, our live show, Lockdown SK, broadcasting live from Corfu Island, sunny Greece. And apologies for being a little bit late on air. We've had a few technical difficulties. And of course, the hero of the day, as always, to sort those difficulties out, is live with me here in the studio today. It's Mr. Thomas Haas. Hello, Thomas.
Nice intro, man. Nice intro. Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Yeah, we apologize. We come late, and yeah, we didn't expect that. Everything was great, was nice, and now obviously the mobile networks having some problems. So
there are a few gremlins in the system, we can say that. Maybe it's that frog again. Maybe it's old herder or super frogs, whatever.
We lost our mobile internet completely here in the van.
And
no idea, but we can't log on to the website of Cosmo Data to get that fixed, so everything we tried is just, I don't know.
Snags all the way.
Everywhere.
So we couldn't even get to use Skype, unfortunately.
So we apologize in advance. I just switch over here, sorry. I apologize in advance because we're back, but we're streaming via our iPhone at the moment. So the connection you see is now from the iPhone. I had enough on there. I found the signal spot. I got hopefully 4G. I'm measuring that constantly in the background. But the consequences of that today is we probably can't see your messages in to the show. So maybe I can salvage something and maybe Claire can pop in and out and let us know what's going on. I saved a couple of things here, but I can't. Because of the stream thing, I can't risk it at the moment.
So no.
I apologize for that, guys.
The most important thing is to get any sort of message from us out to you guys. That's the key thing, isn't it?
Exactly. We said we're coming every day now with the self-isolation talk show. Here, you read the disclaimer at the beginning of the show. Yeah.
Yes, indeed. That's quite important to say. We produce a lot of figures to you over the airwaves, but we get them from reliable sources such as the World Health Organization, United Nations, BBC, CNN, and Euronews, all good, veritable institutions. Having said that, we can't guarantee the authenticity of those figures, and neither can we be responsible for the comments from our lovely viewers and listeners, wherever they may be, and whichever mode of communication they choose to communicate with us. The key thing is, as we keep reminding everybody, that we are the platform that can, when we're up and running on all systems firing, be fully interactive, but unfortunately that interaction is slightly curtailed today. And as I said in the introduction, we apologise for being late on air, but that was down to internet issues and other technical gremlins. However, normal service should be resumed from tomorrow as planned and advertised onwards. But in today's shortened edition, we will still bring you some news, some lively chit-chat.
We have a lot to talk about it.
You never know where it leads to.
As long as it works, it works.
Exactly, Thomas. Fingers crossed.
So I see. I just looked in now. Quickly again to the whole thing. I got quickly.
Great.
So I think we got some with the sound. A problem too. It's a little bit.
Oh dear.
And windy, so
looks like we'll be doing semaphore then, perhaps, Thomas. I don't remember my flag movements. Do you?
No, I don't have a clue what's happening.
No, we can't light any bonfires to do smoke signals as the Native American Indians used to do, I'm afraid. Bonfires are out. We're in the summer season, would you believe?
Yes, we are, man. Okay, let's update the people quickly a little bit. As long as we're here on air, let's try to get that sorted. I mean, what's the news yesterday? A press conference with Boris Johnson.
Yes.
And the two other guys. Sorry, I can't.
Well, yes, the chief medical officer, who was Professor Chris Whitty, and the government's chief scientific officer, Sir Patrick Vallance. They both shared the podium with Boris. Boris gave, I think, a 20-minute speech to begin with. I really can't make any comment. I did see it. I do believe there were some technical issues and gremlins in their system in the hallowed halls of number 10, I do believe. Someone was telling me. But anyway, he sent out confusion, unfortunately, because the issue over school closures is one thing, but he said a line about the closures of West End theatres, pubs, restaurants, and the like. On the one hand, he said they don't have to close. On the other hand, he was most vociferous in his encouragement, and that's an understatement, for the general public to keep away from such public venues. So it's a little bit of a mixed message, I thought myself, Thomas. I don't know how you think about that.
Definitely, it was a mixed message. He's not putting a curfew or anything on.
No,
So this
not
is
at the moment, no.
just avoid theaters, avoid pubs, avoid restaurants, and other spaces, but he is not forbidding it.
No, but he's not forcing them to close. That's the important issue. The proprietors of such places were very worried about insurance, and they wouldn't be able to claim insurance money back because they were still can be open legally. But you know, at the end of the day, it's a misnomer, that argument. Don't go down that road because it's dead end. There are no policies effective that I'm aware of in the United Kingdom that specifically covers for COVID-19 cover. Even the fanciest of policies, which most of these places do not have, do not stress the specific virus or illness that we are facing at this present moment. There are a few other diseases that are specified in fancy insurance policies, as administered by the Association of British Insurers, but unfortunately COVID-19 is not one of the hallowed list. So you could have all the insurance in the world and it wouldn't cover for you this baby, I'm afraid. So I dare say that all business proprietors, owners and everybody else will be looking to the governments of their countries for some sort of financial rescue package. It really is all looking rather doom and gloom on the financial markets. The whole thing when it comes to money is looking bad. But there are mixed messages coming out of the UK, and I'd also say that there was a report yesterday that a letter had been sent by 220, I think it was, signatures of from very hallowed, high-esteemed scientists in the United Kingdom disagreeing with the Prime Minister's statement, basically. So there does seem to be a little bit of confusion in the United Kingdom at the moment.
Yes, they are, and I'm working away in the background here, trying to fix that. I heard somewhere there's with the audio the crackling. So
Sorry to
I apologize
Yes.
for that. I have no idea where that comes from. Maybe it's the connection now we're having. It starts getting better, then it's getting worse. I have no idea. I see the data in the background, and yeah, I'm a little bit speechless, to be honest.
What for the speechless for that talk show? I think so. That kind of defeats the object. No, do you know, don't believe him, ladies and gentlemen. Thomas is never short of a few words. You know that. He can talk about anything. Top a donkey's hind leg off, I'm sure. As indeed I can. We often joke here at SK that between us all, the team, we can talk for England, Austria and Greece combined. And I think that's pretty true, isn't it?
Definitely. You know what? We got problems with the sound here. I think we're going to stop the broadcast. Let us work a little bit, and we try to come maybe in half an hour back to you. But we keep you up to date on the Facebook page itself.
Thank you for your patience.
Thanks for your patience, guys. We're going to fix that somehow. I'm going to get a stable internet connection from somewhere. And then we're going to see what's going on. Okay.
Thank you.
Sorry, guys. We're going to be back as soon as we can. So I was working quickly on the background. I have
You
no
saw
idea.
one of us working in the background. You saw me with rather bemused expressions on my face. I do apologise.
I mean, we wanted to update the people now. We wanted to do some things. I don't know how it's going over with the sound, and I have fully covered with the internet connection here. But you got a couple of things. Maybe you want to just talk them through.
Yes, can I just pick up my glasses?
Yes.
They fell off on the floor. Do excuse me, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going down. Back up again. Yes, there we go. Sorry about that. Yes, well, look. Yesterday, I'll pick up on a piece that Thomas said yesterday. It's first of all the bad news, but then I've got some good news for you. Thomas mentioned to you that there were some rather sick in the head games developers that have devised some video game all about a virus. Well, apparently it's called Plague Inc., would you believe, as in incorporated. And it's all about patient zero. And the whole point of the game is to, the sound's changed there, to inject the whole of mankind with a virus. How awful is that? But anyway, that's the bad. Here's the good. And it comes out of Seattle, Washington University, no less, where people there have been developing, for want of a better word, a board game online. It's on the website foldit.com, would you believe? And they're crowdsourcing this, and they're not crowdsourcing for money or anything. They're crowdsourcing, which I think is a wonderful idea, for ideas. It's the pooling of mental resources, if you like, for anyone who's got an angle, scientist or a medical practitioner, or anyone who's got any ounce of brain in them about viruses whatsoever, to get involved, to join in this game. And the whole purpose is to find a vaccine for a virus such as corona, or COVID-19, if you prefer the affectionate name for it.
Okay, sorry, man. Let me stop you there.
Okay.
Sorry, guys. We're going off with the sound for a second. We're gonna be back. I try to recable something.
Oh, yes, good luck.
Let's try it.
Oh,
I have no idea.
Well, you know, there's always a funny way to get things started again. Usually, if the television goes a bit wonky, used to bang on the top of the set. Thomas has found a novel alternative that may just overcome our internet issue, whatever that might be. Are we coming through loud and clear? Do you happen to know?
So I think we. I think we are. I think we're coming more.
Great.
Loud and clear. Yeah.
Okay. Well,
I believe so. I have no idea, but
we'll carry on.
okay.
I'll go back
we
to
go
where,
back
where
what you had
yes.
to say, and
Well, it's
and
great,
we start
Thomas.
again. So we apologize for that, guys.
Yes, it's scene
It's-
one, take two, but hey, who's counting?
I know.
Anyway,
I can't believe how
no.
it just goes.
Maybe it's something in
everything
the
was
air.
okay, and then internet just failed. And when you work for a network and you don't have a stable environment,
Yeah.
it's a nightmare. But hopefully this works now.
Well, let's hope so. It's only trial and error. Let's give it a go, shall we? I was telling the lovely viewers and listeners about this fantastic positive board game that's being developed by a special unit out of the University of Washington, that's Washington State, in Seattle, no less a place than that. One of the hearts of the tech revolution, I dare say, along with Silicon Valley and a few other such hotspots. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. This board game has been created online, and they've already amassed a staggering number of, I think it's 200,000 participants. They're crowd funding this as well, and it's not to get money in, it's to get people to get involved. Anyone with medical experience, anyone with a scientific background, particularly virologists, and anyone who's got any ounce about viruses and diseases and the human body and how it works in all its majesty and magnificence, are encouraged to join in this online game. And the purpose of the game is to help find a vaccine for this dreaded virus, would you believe? The idea is to build a protein. I'm reading off notes because I really haven't got the scientific brain to depart this information correctly if I didn't. But the idea is to build a protein that could then block the virus from infiltrating human cells, which is most extraordinary. They say that the most promising ideas that become created out of this by the game will be tested and then possibly manufactured and used on humans as a potential vaccine. Now, that site is called foldit.com. That's FOLDIT.com. And it's from the University of Washington. So there's a wonderful bit of good news, I think, don't you?
Yeah, definitely. I think we got that under control now with the sound too. What I heard is just I'm losing the internet connection constantly now.
Oh dear.
Yeah, I mean for the stream it dropped, it went up, it went down. So I just done now quickly a change, and yeah. Okay, I think it's okay.
Well, we'll carry on then. Thomas, what were you
Okay.
going to say? I know you were going to tell us some piece of information or something at some point, I think.
Yeah, if I could remember now what that was. Yeah.
Oh dear.
It's a great idea. No, I cannot believe. I mean, what was annoying is, you can't even log on to the telecommunication website we having our service from,
Right.
and it just all went. So I just cabled it now. I just hooked it now via my iPhone. Changed a couple of settings, so the sound should be all right now. Replugged a couple of cables, and we're gonna see what's going on. I have no idea what I heard now. At the moment, it seems to be okay.
That's great. Referring to my point about banging on the old television sets to get them go, what actually Thomas did secretly between you and me, he opened the back doors in the vain
Yes,
hope that we might get a better
can-
internet connection.
You can see that now in the background. I opened the door.
Yeah.
I got the connection straight in. I got my mobile phone laying in one of the cars in the background,
Which
in a
probably
good position.
is in that hotspot. Yes.
It's exactly six. So I think I got the cable. I got that
connection.
spot on, the connection spot on.
Brilliant.
But it is, we're so used. We built that van, not to travel and broadcast
Absolutely,
live
yes.
from different places, like we did it last year from the middle of nowhere, and we got some very good comments from people, even from some Cosmote engineers, who said, "Guys,
Yes.
okay, how did you do that?"
Matthew, I do believe.
Yes.
What a fine gentleman he is indeed. He was astounded that we managed to broadcast in the middle of nowhere and on Halicunas Beach. He knows it very well, with just a generator and Cosmote internet, I do believe. Well, actually, no, it might not
Yeah.
have been. It might have been another firm from Cyprus called
So-
Wizify, who in
Yeah,
those
yeah,
days did
so,
us good.
uh,
Thanks to the
was
guys in
good.
Cyprus. Welcome.
Definitely.
Kalispera to you all.
Yes, Kalispera. So and went on. I got one message. Let me look quickly.
Oh, please do, Thomas. Yes.
And that had to do, I probably lose the internet again on this device now, but hey, why not?
Give it a go.
I give it a go, and that was in there from an NHS colleague. We have just been sent a medical alert that no one is to use any inflammatories, ibuprofen, Voltarol, naproxen, and there are others, no, for pain or high temperatures. Use paracetamol instead. There seems to be a link between severe cases of COVID-19 affecting young people with no underlying illnesses and taking anti-inflammatories. So they
Yes, and anti-inflammatory.
yeah, anti-inflammatory. Sorry,
No, that's okay.
I
You're
find
right.
this screen,
And
man.
okay, right.
The message disappeared. This is unbelievable.
Yes, especially for people who are ill and older people. I think it said. This was from
Yes, now it's
NHS.
for young people now who starts taking ibuprofen, Voltarol, and naproxen. What is this? All these things. Don't take that. They say instead, and I'm just looking through because the green went black. I worked so long. Take a paracetamol instead.
That's right.
It says
yes,
my battery is going low. I worked so much now on this thing, so it's telling me I should switch the tablet off.
Right, great.
Okay, I gotta plug that in and see what I can do.
The reason behind that was
So-
for some reason which we are not clear of, and I don't even think they're clear themselves, is that there's a nasty reaction between these anti-inflammatories such as ibuprofen and the others that Thomas just listed out, and the COVID-19 virus. We're not quite sure why that is, but there is a nasty reaction, and I think it's pretty unpleasant should the two combine. So it just underscores, doesn't it, Thomas, that even the
Yeah.
medical experts,
I'm back.
we're all in the dark and we're all finding out new things every day on this coronavirus.
I mean, yes, you watched yesterday a video.
I watched a few, yes.
Yes,
Which one was this?
on YouTube. You watched the video yesterday on YouTube.
Oh,
telling,
from Corfu.
from Corfu.
I did. It
and
was
saying,
shocking,
okay,
Thomas.
wow,
Shocking.
yeah.
It was put on YouTube by Enema Rossi, the news publication here, both in the English language and in the Greek language here on Corfu Island, and it was posted in the evening, I think, and it was filmed of about between 5 and 6 minutes worth of a chap holding a camera and filming rather beautifully the silent and eerie streets of Corfu, all around the Liston, all around behind the Liston. Everywhere where, if you know Corfu town, you would congregate, you would walk around in your daily goings around the beautiful UNESCO heritage site that is Corfu town. All of those sites, all of it was completely deserted. There were no cars on the road, and the only thing of life, showed signs of life, were in fact the blue flashing lights of the police cars, of which there were many. And I thought to myself, really, is this really so right now? And I'm watching this video probably about 9 or 10 o'clock at night, so I don't know exactly when it was posted, but it was dark, so it was after sunset, and that was Corfu, Liston, and the main old town centre, and all of it completely deserted. Very spooky indeed.
Yeah, and I know, and when I looked it's a shame I collected so many images for today to show the people out there how it looks, what's
Well, we'll save them for
how
another
the
time.
street
It's
was,
not a problem.
anxious
Nothing
people.
lost.
Then Peter from Corfu Tourist
Oh,
sent
Peter
us some.
Paoli. Thank you,
Peter
Peter.
Paoli
Yes.
sent us some pictures in regarding shopping centers in England, and he
Ah,
went out
yes.
this morning specially for us.
Oh, bless him.
and
Thank you,
take
Peter.
some pictures, and I can't download them at the moment. It just won't let me. So it's
no,
it's
we'll
really
be patient.
annoying.
We'll be
I got
patient.
this connection now with our phone, but for the home router I have a problem. For our mobile is a problem. I can't download. It's I can't access this information now, and
No
that's
worries.
really
We'll just keep to the
but
level base.
shocking pictures. The
Yes,
shelves were empty.
but we can bring them to you when we
Yeah.
can get a better internet connection. And I'm sure you, ladies and gentlemen, wherever you are, we will sort it out by tomorrow. And that
Definitely.
means tomorrow's broadcast, you'll have a bonus.
Yeah, definitely bonus. Now we're gonna sort this out until tomorrow.
Yeah, we will.
Definitely. I'm
It's okay.
gonna find a stable connection
Yeah,
somewhere.
sure.
I'm gonna reconfigure our router here for the stuff for our mobile. We can go through Europe with that, and I just see what we can do. But it's for me, seeing these images and
yes,
hearing a
horrifying.
lot of stories.
Really bad.
No, it's bad. It's horrifying. I said, okay, what can you do to cheer yourself up? So I found a nice clip with the guy putting a sock over his hand,
Oh,
and
yes.
making this little dragon, you know.
Ah,
And then
right,
he
little
stood.
puppet.
He stood a little puppet.
Yeah,
Yes,
great.
And then he stood next to the window,
Oh, yes.
and outside his window, shame now he got a 3-lane highway there. No?
Oh,
But he
yeah.
stood by the window, and this was
Yes.
the right dimension for the car. Every time a car goes past, they go tuk, tuk, tuk.
He's swallowing the
He's
card
swallowing
like
the cards up.
Pac-Man.
So, yes, like Pac-Man style.
Oh,
And that
fair
was
play,
funny. So
fair play.
it's quite funny when you look through social media now, how people spend their time, how people are sitting and come up with ideas, with funny ideas.
That's great.
That's exactly what we need. Time like that, you need a little bit of fun, a little bit of happiness in there.
Totally.
Everything, okay, you can't overdo it, but you know, it's a situation now we're in there. It's shocking, and we have to get used to it. The first, what did they say, 3 to 4 weeks?
Oh, yes.
And now
this
they
keeps
say already
changing.
the whole summer, and now they're talking about 12 months.
Yes, and I've even had a report of 18 months, which, funnily enough, is about the time that the vaccine's due out, if there is one such developed. But there is a tremendous amount of international effort going into developing this vaccine. Let's just hope it comes out.
Greece coming down to it. Lockdown now. Austria is Germany, is France, Italy, Spain,
Yes.
Portugal.
Yeah. Which kind of puts the
Well,
United Kingdom slightly out at odds, doesn't it?
It's because they rest of Europe put curfews on.
Yes, they have.
Yeah,
Yes.
there's curfew. You have to abide by the rules, or
Yeah.
you get fined. Simple as that. They get you outside. They put you in quarantine themselves for 14 days or longer. Everybody, international travel, the flights now for Europe is the same. In here to Greece now. If you decide to fly here to Greece, they put you straight into quarantine for 14 days.
Yeah, but that's the same as Australia, New Zealand, and so many other
everybody
countries.
does it.
Yes, Poland
then,
as well.
Yeah, and then in the UK you go over
Dzień
and you
dobry,
say,
by the way.
Dzień dobry. And the UK come over and say, okay, we advise you.
Oh yes, that's a good one.
It's not a curfew.
Right.
That's what Johnson did yesterday. It's not a curfew.
Exactly.
That it is
It was
advice.
advice.
Don't go to pubs. Don't go to restaurants. Don't go to theaters. And don't have people, big crowds up. But that's not going to be enforced.
No. I wonder what they're going to do about the Cheltenham Festival that's coming up. Expected a crowd of 60,000 people. There's strong pressure for some strange reason to keep this event going live. I don't know whether it will, Thomas. And don't forget, next month you've got the Grand National in Aintree, Liverpool, Northwest England, United Kingdom. There is a call to have all these big events, really.
But he's not making it law. He's not forbidding it.
And it's not clear. I don't think the advice is clear.
So he says, okay, today he's having another of his update sessions.
Is he? Okay.
Later on, I think they should come now soon.
Right.
We're going to find out more about the other thing I saw also is the journalists have a chance to ask questions.
The selected journalists. There is an argument going on right now that he is choosing or Dominic Cummings, maybe I should say, is choosing who actually comes into the building to be briefed. And there are many respected news organisations, including Associated Press and a few others, independent newspaper group, that have been excluded.
Yeah, exactly. And when you just
is that
look,
democracy, ladies and gentlemen?
It is only a little bit staged. I can use that word because I think it is. Yesterday, just listening to the questions of the journalists present, in a normal press conference, they ask a question, and if he doesn't answer that entirely, they hook onto it and ask again and ask again. This is normal procedure. You want to get this out. Of course, you're a journalist, no? Your duty to report the truth and the news, but there was nothing. It's just they ask the question and that's it, and they sit down.
I didn't get to that bit of the interview. I just
saw the presentation. You have to see this online.
I didn't see that. I stopped it when
so they're getting briefed before. Don't go in more to this. They behaving. They don't behave like journalists. Sorry to say that now, but that really struck me as that they asked the question, and then we sit down. Is it we don't want to cause panic or I don't know. It doesn't make sense. When I do something like that, then I talk honest and I talk straight what's going on. But the questions asked yesterday, they didn't receive a straight answer in my mind.
No, I'm sure they didn't. And on the subject of panic, yes, they're very keen and keep reminding us at every moment they can possibly think of to avoid panic. I'm not aware, Thomas, that there is any mass panic going on. Certainly not in the United Kingdom.
I didn't hear anything about mass panic anywhere.
And there isn't here. We can definitely vouch for the fact that the beautiful island of Corfu in Greece, there is no panic. People, of course, have very deep private concerns. I'm not belittling that. But the idea that there are people on the streets, creating panic and havoc is absolutely not the case. And I don't think it's the case in England or the United Kingdom at all either. So I'm not quite sure what it is that they're so obsessed about with this idea of panicking. I think the British population, just as the Greek population and all the other populations around the globe, the Americans as well, and the Australians and all the rest of it, they're not in mass panic mode as far as we know. Is that right, Thomas?
No, and you know what? I'm just trying if I can call it up.
He's
now.
Back again on his messages.
I got some messages in there.
We love hearing from you, of course. And it is the interactive self-isolating talk show.
Yeah, but we're just talking. Christoph Dabana is commenting here. No effective leadership in the UK. Weak and lacks directions. Yeah, so guys from Guvia, that's Rolf. Hi, Rolf.
Hi, Rolf.
John Harrison said, can't cancel my flight because the airport is open. Oh, okay.
Ah, that's a reason
What
that he's been
airport is
given.
this, John, please? What airport is open here?
Yes, that's a strange piece of news, that one.
Yeah. That's it, no?
The airport
Nikos,
shouldn't be connected with your your flight is booked through the airline, not with the airport. So it's the airline that should give you advice and organise a change of flights or a refund. I read yesterday that all the major airlines operating out of the United Kingdom are doing that.
yes, when I watched I saw a Twitter post from Nikos
Right.
Louvos. That's
Yes, good old
the
Nico. Hello, Nikos.
literary.
Corfu Literary Festival and CorfuCricket.com, of course, with his lovely wife
Yes.
Annabelle. We mustn't forget Annabelle. Oh no,
Okay.
who brought a fantastic literary festival to this island, watched and admired by many around the globe last September, wasn't it?
But back to the tweet he put on. He said he tried to cancel his flight now through Ryanair,
Oh, right,
no,
yeah.
because you can't fly, but he won't get a refund.
He won't.
No. So he said, okay, then I'm not canceling my flight, and I wait until they cancel it, and then they have to refund him anyway.
Right.
So
That's
I said,
probably
okay, you know
that's
what?
a good piece of information.
It's a good
you've just
thing.
said.
Don't cancel
Yes.
your flight. Wait
No,
until they
great.
cancel it.
Good one,
But
Thomas.
then you get 100% refund. So, Nikos, thank you very much for that
Yes,
info.
thank you. And
It's
for
clever,
the
and you have to do
gentleman who
that.
went
Yeah.
to the airport, just sit tight, sir.
Yes. So flights. What is now the thing? There's no
There are hardly any flights
flights
at all.
now. That's
very
it.
few. EasyJet is on a very restrictive number of flights because there's so many countries they can't fly to. American Airlines operating out of Heathrow, it's all over for them. In fact, I think I'm right in saying that American Airlines is one of the biggest airlines in the world. They're really concerned about their financial survival, as indeed are many other firms like Norwegian Air and even British Airways, parent group, International Airlines Group, would you believe, who cover Aer Lingus and Iberia and Vueling, I think it is, the budget line. They are very worried about their survival. And of course, all these firms, not just airlines, they'll all be looking to their respective governments for financial bailouts.
Well, yeah. Just got another news quickly, and that's
good one.
the UEFA just cancelled.
Ah, well, is this Euro
European?
20?
The
Yes,
the
Euro
European
2020 is going to become 2021. Euro 2021 doesn't have quite the same ring to it, does it? But you can't.
Too different. The Euro 20 and the European Championship
the
is too
European
different.
Championship.
European Championship
Right.
has now been postponed until 2021.
Okay. Well, that's fair enough. Common sense advice, following on from all the other sports cancellations, including Formula One. Your passions.
Yeah, it's our passion.
Yes, indeed.
Like it,
we love both
hey,
Formula One, but hey,
that's how it goes.
Yeah.
No, it's
no. I mean, it's too risky, and if it's as serious as they're saying it is, and we must believe what they're telling us, then
of course,
who wants to hang around with a crowd of people with a fear of catching a virus? We don't, especially if you've got an unknown health underlying issue, because that's the other thing that we forget about. People who have got known health problems, okay, they're clear they must keep away from COVID-19. But what are the segment of population in every country that have got underlying health issues? They just simply don't know about them. And that is an unknown number, an unquantifiable number, and therefore it does make logical sense to keep away from crowds and people. And I was surprised yesterday when I went to a small local supermarket nearby that they were implementing the 3 persons in and 3 persons out rule. I was prevented from entering. And this was a reasonably sized shop, but they're taking these precautions seriously. Although the same gentleman did tell me that he was seriously considering on the point of closing, certainly restricting his opening hours.
Yeah, and this is what's happening here now in Corfu, no?
Yes, this is Corfu.
That's Corfu now completely, but this is worldwide now. Worldwide now.
Yes, totally.
It's just, we don't have these many cases here. Do we have any?
No,
I'm not aware of any case.
Yesterday, you read out from the municipality there were 3 suspected cases of corona-19 virus. However, today our producer, the lovely Claire, told us that actually that had been rescinded, and the 3 people that they were concerned about have tested negative.
Fine.
So as far as we know, ladies and gentlemen, Corfu is virus-free at the moment of coronavirus, but we can't say that with any surety whatsoever. And as I've just pointed out, there are many, well, I wonder how many people of the 138,000 good souls that live on this beautiful island have been tested. I know, personally speaking, I personally have not, and I don't know whether you have, Thomas. But we
No, no.
feel okay. We don't. I've had a cold for several weeks, but actually today the cold is not quite so bad. So I'm pretty hopeful. I'm touching wood pretty quickly that I haven't got this wretched COVID-19 or
But
any other disease.
gets me back, brings me back to the
good
press
one.
conference yesterday, the
Yes,
update
right. Yes.
from Johnson, when they spoke about the figures
Ah,
about the United Kingdom, and then
infection
one
rates.
journal, the infection rate,
Right.
and then one journalist said, "Okay, how can they say it's true figures when they don't test for it actively?"
That's an incredibly
So where is
important
this
point.
coming from?
Exactly. So
Yeah.
yeah, they're
So
pretty meaningless, really, at the end of the day.
yeah,
Any of these figures, quite frankly,
but
ladies and gentlemen,
but here in Greece
we're
we're
not
not
told.
testing either,
No, well,
are
I'm
we?
not aware of that.
I'm not aware of that either.
There.
That's the thing. So where is this figure coming? Is this there must be much more
Yes,
infected
than we know
than
about.
we know about
Oh,
it, and
absolutely.
that's
We've
why
got to
it's so
take that
bad.
as
That's why it's
yes,
spreading so
yes.
heavily.
That's why it's got to be taken as a read. That is absolutely the case. One of the reasons why not everybody's being tested is simply down to practicalities. There aren't enough test kits to go around, which is why another good story that came out of Seattle, again, that place in
Seattle.
in America, where it was announced that Jeff Bezos and his Amazon Care, which is a newly launched service by Amazon, the giant conglomerate, into private medical care. He's launched this. It's a trial project been going on in Seattle, I think, for about a month or two. He's joined forces with Bill and Melinda Gates of Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation to effectively not only try and find a vaccine, but also to come about producing many more test kits. They're all about these test kits. They just haven't had them in the States, and they even turned them down from, we said this the other day, from Germany and I think Switzerland, and they ended up with a faulty batch from somewhere else. So the whole thing is all a bit confusing, and it's not quite getting through. We need test
as it
kits.
should be. Yeah.
Well, yes. But anyway, what can we do? We can, of course, try and entertain you and relay you news. And when our system's working, we're here to provide you with a platform. Although I should very quickly point out, with a caveat, at the moment today, we can't quite do that because we have internet issues. However, tomorrow we should be back in the hot seat from 2 p.m. Greek time, 12 noon UK time, to be live. And we're promised not only will we fill you in tomorrow with the bits that you missed today, but we should be fully operational interactive wise, because let's face it, we are the interactive self-isolating talk show.
Yeah.
All you're getting, you poor souls at home, wherever you
more
are, is us
isolated.
talking. But we're not hearing from you, and we really do like your voices a lot better than ours, I can assure you.
Yeah, no, definitely we have to do something. You see, I'm having a problem with the stream. I'm adjusting constantly.
Well, look, while you're doing that, I'll just say, before I give you some more good news, because actually, Thomas, I do have
give some
more.
good news.
Well, yes, all right, I can give you some good news. I'll give you some good news, and it comes from Canada. Now, Canada, you might know, is known, or has been known always, as the friendly country. Well, guess what? They've invented a new word, and it's called caremongering, and it involves Facebook, would you believe? You'll like this one. Anyway, a group of people, two ladies in particular, actually, I got their name somewhere, I'll get to that in a minute. Yes, a Mita Hans and a Valentina Harper, together with some friends, have got together a group of 35 Facebook groups, and this has all been created in the last 72 hours, so it's hot off the press, and they've already amassed a staggering over 30,000 users, with 9,000 users alone in Toronto. Hello, Toronto. Also covering Nova Scotia, Halifax, and Ottawa. And the whole idea of this fantastic collection of Facebook groups joining together is to offer two services. One, a services of offering help to others, and two, the service of others who need the help asking for help. And it's all done with hashtags. So hashtag number one are for those in search of help, and it's simply hashtag ISO. And the other one, hashtag number two, which is offering help to others, is hashtag offer, which is pretty self-explanatory. And the whole idea here is to get old age pensioners, people who are ill, who can't go to the shops, for instance. Other people will come along and volunteer to do their shopping for them. Some poor lady volunteered to do a Walmart shop, I think it was, and she got up and got to the shop at 5:30 in the morning, only to have to wait hours and hours to get into the store in order to shop for somebody else on this group of Facebook caremongering in Canada. I will point out a lovely, splendid idea to begin with, and it's obviously gaining traction as we speak. So maybe other such groups on Facebook will be created, and now is the time more than ever for Facebook to really let people communicate really effectively now on their platform. I'm saying this because yesterday our lovely producer Claire got blocked by Facebook Incorporated for preventing her to share our program Lockdown SK to other groups. Apparently she shared too much. Well, in my opinion, there's never enough sharing. You can't have enough sharing. And in these days of unprecedented crisis, because, let's not beat about the bush, it certainly is a crisis. We know that. We don't have to be told it's a crisis, I know. You would have thought they would have been very keen to get these messages and means of communication about the COVID-19 and anything else to do with the coronavirus out there with all the Facebook community, which, after all, numbers in excess of 2 billion active monthly users. So I don't quite understand, but somebody who's much brainier than me explained today that it's actually not Facebook themselves, it's something to do with the AI. That's artificial intelligence to you and me. I can't get my head around that one. But I would then ask Facebook executives or the managers in charge, please relook at your settings and do a little bit of tweaking, as only you know how, to get the logarithms working so that we can share. This program is not all about doom and gloom. The whole purpose of it is to offer a platform when we're working fully, and I apologize for us today having a limited service, but we are a fully interactive self-isolation talk show. And as I keep saying, we really want to talk to you. We want to hear your voices. So the whole idea is to share that out and about. And I've certainly tweeted it on Twitter, and I will retweet as much as Twitter will allow me to, because this is your opportunity wherever you are in the world. If you've got a concern or a question, or indeed a lovely way of you spending your time in self-isolation so it doesn't make you go off completely off your head, we'd love to hear it. The wackier the better, obviously, because it's amusing, and we are, throughout all this, never detracting from the fact that suffering from coronavirus, COVID-19, is a terrible, horrible thing. At the same time, we are aware of not being too morbid, and we do want to kind of deliberately try to put a smile on your face if we can. That's the main mission, and not to make light of it, but to handle the very serious and difficult subject matter with a kind of lightness of touch. In other words, we want to try and be jolly, as humorous as we can, under the appalling difficult circumstances of which the whole world is facing, which has never happened in my lifetime before this moment.
Yeah, definitely not in mine either, man. But
That's enough of me. Take it away, Thomas.
well done. But guys, okay, if you want to join the conversation, send a message now. I got it working again, so I can see the messages. Comment. Let us know what you do to spend time now, to fill your time up before you get bored.
We really want
you can send us via Facebook Messenger. Also,
well, Skype,
pictures. They can send pictures
we love
over.
Your selfies. Yes.
Yes.
What you're doing. Exactly. Send them into inbox at StudioKerkyra.com. I think that mode of communication is pretty much always working, and we'll certainly get the message eventually, and we'll respond to you accordingly. So please, that address again is inbox at StudioKerkyra.com.
And when you go on, if you want to send something via Messenger, you can send it to me direct, Thomas Haas. Have a look and send me a message via Messenger, so I can pick that up here, even with pictures and so, and I can show this then on screen. But sadly not today, because we have to get this internet sorted. We have to relay that because it's a nightmare.
We have a few
to find
problems,
out,
ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah. So at the moment we're streaming from our mobile phone. So
well, if it's working, then so be it, and it's great. It's better to broadcast than not be broadcasting, and we can only humbly apologise for the delayed start to today's edition of Lockdown SK, live from Corfu. Normally, the interactive self isolation talk show, where we seem to be doing most of the talking. Actually, I'll go quiet now and pass it over to Thomas, who I'm sure is itching
I'm
to talk.
trying. Yeah, I'm trying to get this message. Somebody sent me a message, and
Oh,
I
okay.
just can't open it. It's loading. It's not opening. So
Okay. Well, I'll
I
talk some
have,
more.
I have no idea. But hey, there's there's a lot of news. I read now the German news. There's a lot of things going on in Germany, and I was watching a little bit of news in Austria, and I just want to share that. I mean, one ridiculous thing I saw yesterday, what they came out with, as the finance minister of Austria made a statement, hold an online press conference, live stream, and guaranteed all the Austrians, don't worry, you don't have to take too much cash out. We got enough cash reserves laying in the background. And he spoke about that for 20 minutes.
Really?
Yeah, and I was thinking, okay, what is he talking now? No,
Exactly.
who is worrying about taking,
Yes.
panicking and
Well,
taking cash out?
It's
He said, is quite a little bit of an influx happening. Yeah, of course they're going shopping. Yeah,
right.
there's a
Yes.
lot of shopping going on,
Well,
and
yes.
they started using all the cash point machines, and so of course they had to refill quicker, and people, what's going on? But he given a speech for 20 minutes yesterday just to guarantee them, hey, we got enough cash reserves. Don't worry about that. It's safer in the bank than at home. And when I spoke with friends in Austria, nobody knows anything about it. As people taking money out like stupid. So
They are or they're
no, they're
not.
not.
No, that's what I thought. And I
Yeah, they're
don't think the
not.
same is
Nobody
in
knows
UK.
anything about anybody going and taking a lot of money out. Is it why? We got plastic anyway. The banking system is working,
Yes,
or is there?
for the
So,
moment.
and they just done it for 20 minutes and made no sense at all.
That is strange, Thomas.
That's
He
so
must have had
things,
some
you know.
reason.
He must have had some reason, but I don't know. Or do they just wanted to update and didn't know what to talk about? And you know, we coming
Maybe.
that and we guarantee that because we just let you know. Don't worry. We saw us influx in money takings on the cash points. Yeah, because they all go shopping.
Yeah,
Yeah.
indeed.
So
Yes.
it's I'm sad I can't show the pictures on Peter Pauli today from the shopping center.
Oh, yes. Well, tomorrow, another day. Another
Tomorrow
day.
we have to look this up,
Yes,
and I
yes,
got
yes.
few other things going, and I'm gonna integrate so people can communicate with us a little bit better. I'm just
Absolutely.
redoing a couple of things so we can really chat and we can debate things, because there must be, you guys out there must be sitting and discussing certain things about this Corona 19 things you don't understand, or things you say, you know, is a little bit suspicious, or I don't trust the news I just got given. So there's a lot to talk
Mhm.
about, and when we go, how do we trust that?
That's a good question.
I don't know. I was reading a lot now, yeah, because to prepare for the show,
Yes, yes.
to have the information and that. But sometimes I'm getting confused,
Right,
and
yes.
especially by the numbers.
Oh, they've always been confusing right from day one, I think.
Yeah, so what is the true number now? Where how can we calculate it? What's I mean,
Well,
maybe you out there,
I
somebody
can I can give you what was
has the
said.
answer to that one and want to write into us, or send us an email to inbox@studiokerkyra.com, or send us some links on Messenger,
Yes. Last night, Thomas.
put it on the post now, live on the broadcast underneath. Broadcast, sorry.
Okay.
See, I spoke with Austria. I got a little bit of a problem.
Well, that's okay. All these
So,
countries coming
but
together, even if they're not able to physically with closed borders, we can at least come together at the moment while it still works on the internet. So wherever you are in the world, we still can communicate as long as the internet holds good. To answer your point, Thomas, last night the Johns Hopkins University from the USA gave out their official figures. They say that it's just over 174,000 confirmed cases of COVID-19 coronavirus in the world. And to that point last night as well, last night being Greek time, so it's probably in the United States early evening time, 6,700 deaths. They are the official figures from Johns Hopkins University, which I think, if I remember rightly, are pretty much in tandem with the World Health Organization, although they might be even a little bit slightly different there.
okay, and I'm just looking over here. I'm trying to grab that a little bit
Okay.
more. I asked to move that without losing the internet connection. And there's a lot of people writing, saying hello. So hi, thank you for watching.
Hello.
It's great. Thank you for joining in to this debate. If there's anything you want to post, just let me know. Put it on this post now under the stream as